McDonald's is a giant in the fast food world, feeding millions of people every single day. But behind that shiny golden M lies a menu full of tricks. Some items may look like great deals, but they're actually sneaky wallet traps. These aren't just minor letdowns. Some are stuffed with low-quality ingredients, while others are cleverly designed to make you think you're saving money, when in reality, you're paying more for less. It's not just about taste. It's about how they get inside your head and convince you to spend extra without realizing it. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on 10 McDonald's menu items you should never buy. And trust me, number 1 will completely flip your view of fast food upside down. If you've ever ordered one of these and walked away feeling a little disappointed, you're not alone. They fooled millions. But not anymore. Before we jump in, take a moment and tap that like button. It helps this video reach smart shoppers like you who are done falling for these fast food traps. And if you're serious about saving money and making better choices every time you eat or shop, make sure to subscribe to Flash Economist, where we uncover what's really worth your money and what's not. All right, let's get into it. Number 10, the large fries. At first glance, getting a large fry seems like an easy upgrade. Just a bit more money for a whole lot more fries, right? Not so fast. Here's the truth. McDonald's doesn't want you to know. In most cases, the large fries contain almost the same amount as the medium. Yep, you heard that right. Time and time again, customers and even viral social media videos have shown that there's barely a difference in the amount of fries between the two. The only big difference? The size of the container. That oversized box is designed to trick your eyes and your brain into thinking you're getting more. And let's face it, McDonald's workers are rushing to get orders out fast. They're not carefully measuring each fry to perfection. So, unless you're standing there watching them, chances are you're not getting what you paid for. But here's a little secret to outsmart the system. Instead of one large, order 2 mediums. Most of the time, you'll end up with noticeably more fries, sometimes even for less money, especially if there are deals running. Plus, 2 separate servings stay hotter and crispier instead of turning soggy in one big container. McDonald's is playing mind games with portions. Don't fall for it. Number 9. Buying McMuffins one by one. They might look like a quick and cheap breakfast fix, but if you're buying McMuffins individually, you're walking straight into a pricing trap. McDonald's has quietly structured their breakfast menu in a way that punishes single-item purchases. Most people don't realize that the real ripoff isn't in the food itself. It's in how you buy it. Ordering just one McMuffin might seem like a small, harmless breakfast choice. But behind that simple sandwich is one of McDonald's sneakiest pricing tricks. Here's the shocker. The McMuffin by itself costs almost as much as the entire breakfast meal, which includes a hash brown and a drink. That's right. For just a few extra cents, you could walk away with 3 items instead of 1. This isn't just about food, it's about value. Why pay nearly the same price for just a sandwich when you can add 2 more items to your tray for pennies more? If you're really trying to stretch your dollar, never buy a McMuffin on its own. Always go for the meal deal. You'll get way more for almost the same amount of money. And here's a smart hack that most people completely overlook. Download the McDonald's app. They regularly drop limited time offers like buy one, get one free deals, especially during breakfast hours. That means you can get double the food without paying extra. It's one of the easiest ways to beat them at their own game. McDonald's quietly makes millions by setting up traps like this, where the customer thinks they're saving, but ends up overpaying. Don't fall for it. Number 8. McFlurry with extra toppings. The McFlurry. It's one of the rare McDonald's treats that actually lives up to the hype. Creamy, cold, and packed with crushed cookies or candies, it's easy to see why people love it. But if you've ever been tempted to hit that extra topping button, you're walking straight into one of the most overpriced traps on the entire menu. Here's the truth. McDonald's already gives a generous amount of toppings in the standard McFlurry. But when you pay for extra Oreos or M&Ms, the difference you get is shockingly small. You might expect a big scoop of extra candy, but what you often get is just a slightly heavier sprinkle. And here's something wild. Even some employees have admitted that those paid extras barely make a difference at all. So how do you make sure you're getting the full flavor experience without overpaying? It's simple. Ask them to stir it well. That alone ensures the toppings are mixed all the way through, so you taste them in every bite. No extra charge needed. And if you really want more mix-ins, skip the upcharge. Just grab a small bag of Oreos or M&Ms from the grocery store and toss them in yourself. You'll get more, you'll spend less, and you'll completely avoid McDonald's overpriced topping trap. They want you to pay more for the illusion of extra. But now you know better. They want you to believe that paying extra for a better McFlurry is worth it. But here's the real scoop. You're already getting everything you need in the standard version. That extra charge? It's just another clever way McDonald's squeezes more money out of you without giving much back. Number 7. Small orders of chicken nuggets. Chicken McNuggets are legendary. Kids love them, adults crave them, and they're one of McDonald's best-selling items for a reason. But here's where things get sneaky. If you've ever grabbed a 4-piece or 6-piece nugget box thinking you're making a light, budget-friendly choice, you're actually getting ripped off. McDonald's counts on people buying these small boxes out of convenience, but what they don't tell you is that the price per nugget in these smaller sizes is way higher than it is in the bigger packs. In fact, by choosing a 10-piece or 20-piece, you can save up to 50% per nugget. That's not just a few cents. That's serious value over time. So what's the smart move? Always go for the larger box. If you can't finish them all, no problem. Save the extras, toss them in the fridge, or split them with a friend. You'll get more food, spend less money, and completely dodge McDonald's sneaky pricing trap. And here's a fun fact. Sometimes a 20-piece costs the same or even less than ordering 2 6-piece boxes. It's not just about eating more. It's about buying smarter. Don't let them trick you into paying more for less. Number 6. McCafé Caramel Macchiato and Cappuccino McDonald's has been trying hard to break into the coffee world with their McCafe drinks, hoping to steal a few loyal customers from Starbucks and Dunkin'. But here's the bitter truth. Their caramel macchiato and cappuccino are more about style than substance. Sure, caramel macchiato sounds fancy, but what you actually get? A drink that's too sweet, poorly blended, and completely missing the bold espresso flavor that a real macchiato should have. It doesn't taste like a crafted coffee. It tastes like a cup of sugary syrup with a coffee splash. And the cappuccino? It's even more hit or miss. Some customers report getting a watery mess. Others get a burnt, bitter brew, and sometimes it's just a cup full of foam with barely any coffee. That's because McDonald's employees aren't trained baristas. They're working fast, not fine-tuning espresso shots. So your drink depends entirely on who's behind the counter that day. And that's a risk most coffee lovers shouldn't take. If you're craving a solid cup of coffee, skip the McCafé hype. You're better off grabbing a brew from a gas station, a convenience store, or even a budget-friendly coffee chain. It'll taste better, cost the same or less, and give you that satisfying coffee kick that McDonald's just can't deliver. They've mastered burgers and fries, but when it comes to coffee, they're out of their league. Number 5. McDonald's healthy salads. McDonald's once pushed their salads as a healthy escape from the greasy burger and fry combos. But what they didn't tell you is, McDonald's tried to sell us the idea that their salads are the healthy escape from burgers and fries. But what they don't want you to know is, those so-called healthy options can be just as bad, if not worse, than the fast food they're meant to replace. That fresh-looking salad? It might look innocent, but underneath the lettuce lies a calorie-loaded trap. Once you add the creamy dressings, croutons, cheese, and processed toppings, you're looking at a meal that can easily rival or even beat the Big Mac in calories, sodium, and fat. And here's the twist. Because it feels healthier, people don't think twice about piling on the extras, making it even worse. And let's talk about freshness. Since salads aren't big sellers at McDonald's, they often sit for hours, sometimes even days, before being served. That means you're biting into limp, soggy lettuce, bland, rubbery chicken, and sad-looking toppings that taste anything but fresh. If you're truly aiming to eat healthier, skip the salad illusion. You're better off customizing a regular sandwich. Go for grilled chicken, ditch the mayo, and add extra veggies. Or, better yet, step outside of McDonald's altogether. Because at the end of the day, fast food salads are still fast food. Number 4. Quarter Pounder with cheese. The Quarter Pounder with cheese is one of McDonald's icons. It sounds bold, thick, and premium. But is it really worth the extra money? Here's the part they don't advertise. Once cooked, the Quarter Pounder patty shrinks down to a size not much bigger than what you'd find in a McDouble. Yet the price? Way higher. Why? Branding. McDonald's slaps on the premium label and suddenly charges you significantly more, when the actual difference is tiny. But here's how you beat the system. Order a McDouble. Ask for freshly cooked beef and customize the toppings. Add onions, pickles, ketchup, mustard, and cheese. Boom. You've just built your own Quarter Pounder for a fraction of the price. McDonald's knows most customers won't notice the difference, but now you do. And when you know the insider tricks, you'll stop paying more for the same bite. Number 3. Happy Meal. When there's no promotion. The Happy Meal. A childhood classic. It triggers instant nostalgia with its colorful box, tiny toy, and bite-sized meal. But if you're still buying it as an adult, or for your kids thinking it's a good deal, you might want to think again. McDonald's plays on emotions here. They know that the branding, the packaging, and the little toy make the Happy Meal feel fun and special. But here's the truth. That toy costs pennies to produce, and the food inside? It's way smaller than what you'd get from the value menu, and yet it often costs more. Unless there's a special promotion, like a collector's toy or limited edition giveaway, the Happy Meal is mostly just a dressed-up value item. You're paying more for the box and the memory, not the actual meal. So unless you're after a specific toy or promo, skip the Happy Meal. You can get more food, better value, and even healthier options by building your own combo from the value menu. McDonald's sells the feeling of fun, but when you break it down, the only one smiling is them. Let's be honest, the Happy Meal is a genius marketing invention. It's bright, playful, and brings back that nostalgic rush of childhood memories. But when there's no special promotion, the Happy Meal turns from a feel-good treat into one of the worst value deals on the menu. What most people don't realize is that McDonald's has quietly shrunk the portion sizes of both the fries and the drink in most locations. So while the box looks the same, the food inside keeps getting smaller until you're left wondering if it's really worth the money. And unless there's a limited edition toy inside that's actually worth collecting, you're really just paying extra for branding and a cardboard box. Here's the truth. If you were to build your own Happy Meal from the value menu, grabbing a small burger, fries, and drink separately, you'd often get more food for the same price, or even less. McDonald's wants you to feel like you're getting a deal. But once you break it down, the real winner is them. So unless you're chasing nostalgia, or after a collector's item, skip the Happy Meal and build your own combo for better value and more food. Number 2, Filet-O-Fish. Brace yourself, because this one might stir up some strong opinions. But the Filet-O-Fish? It's easily one of the worst deals on the entire McDonald's menu. You're paying almost the same price as a quarter pounder, but instead of a juicy burger, you get a tiny thin fish patty that barely covers the bun. And if you've ever taken a close look at it, you know exactly what I mean. It's small, overly processed, and packed with more breading than actual fish. McDonald's is not exactly famous for high-quality seafood. Yet somehow, they've convinced people to pay a premium for something that's more filler than flavor. The worst part? That fish patty hasn't changed much in decades. It's the same tired formula, dressed up in a steamed bun with a slice of cheese and a squirt of tartar sauce. If you're really craving seafood, you're better off heading to a place that specializes in it. Even fast food chains like Popeyes or Captain D's, and yes, even some gas station delis, offer crispier, larger, and more flavorful fish sandwiches for less. The Filet-O-Fish is riding on nostalgia and loyalty, but from a value perspective, it's simply not worth it. McDonald's is cashing in, and customers are left with a sandwich that's all hype, no bite. Number 1, supersized drinks. And finally, the biggest money trap of them all, the supersized drink. At first glance, it seems like a great deal. Pay just a little more, and you get a massive cup of soda. But here's the truth. No one talks about. You're not getting more soda. You're just getting more ice. That's right. McDonald's has mastered the illusion of value by stuffing those giant cups with ice, leaving just a few sips of actual soda floating inside. And because the cup looks so big, your brain thinks you're getting more. But you're really paying extra for watered-down soda and a hollow upgrade. It's one of the oldest tricks in fast food, and it still works. Millions fall for it daily. What's worse, soda is already one of the highest markup items in the entire restaurant. So every time you go big,